Hello guys, I'm Kashyap, and in this video we're going to solve Leetcode question number 1 to sum. So let's first see the question. The question says, given an array of integers nums and an integer target, return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to target. And you may assume that each input would have exactly one solution, and you may not use the same element twice. You can return the answer in any order. Now, there's two ways to do this, and one is better than the other by a lot. But the first method is by just doing a double for loop, and here's I'll show you how to do it. So let's take our array of integers nums, say it as 1, 2, 4, and 6. Let's say our target value is 3. So now we're just trying to find out if any two elements in this array add up to target. If they do, we just return the indices or the index of that. So here's how I would do it in like an O of n squared one. So like double for loop. So first I would check the first element, and I would compare the first element with every other element. I would add them up and see if it is equal to target. If it isn't, then we just continue on. I do the same thing for 2 and add it up to every other one. Check 4, add it up to 6. And if it does equal to that, then we just return the indices. So over here, 1 plus 2 is 3, so we just return 0, 1. So, sure, that is a solution, but it isn't exactly optimized because we have to run through each element twice, okay? Because we're doing a double for loop, when you have to compare every single element with every other element instead of just skipping to the parts that we need to do. Now, the more optimized solution would be like this. And here's what I would come up with. And it's an O of n time complexity. And over here, if you see in the follow-up, it says, can you come up with an algorithm that is less than O of n squared time complexity? So they know that our double for loop is a possible solution, but we know now that there's a more optimized solution, either O of 1 or O of n. Now, to get an O of n solution, here's what I did. So you have your list of values. You have 1, 2, 4, and 6. Right? Now we have our target over here, which is 3. Really bad handwriting, but it's okay. So here's what I did. I set up a dictionary over here. Again, really bad curly braces, but it's okay. I set up a dictionary over here, and I checked with every single element, and I'd subtract this element's value from the target, and save that as another variable called a complement. Now, what I would check is, I would check if this complement value is a key in the dictionary. If it is, that means that, there is a value with whatever index. And the key value pair is its value, comma, its index. So like 0 or 1 or whatever it is. So if there is not a complement pair, then we would just add this key, which is its value, and its index, which is its value, to the dictionary. And we'd continue on for every other element until we find its complement. And when we do find its complement, we just return that index or the value that is, connected with that key in the dictionary and whatever index we're in looping through in the for loop right now. So here's how I coded that up over here. Basically, first we're just going to get our, libraries to deal with Leetcode's base boilerplate code. And over here, I set up our dictionary over here, which is num to index, called a num to index. And then I loop through the whole list or array list of nums like they gave us. And then I would save its value to another variable called num. Next, I would find out the complement, which is the target minus num, the one we talked about. And now I'm going to check this if it's in the dictionary. Meaning if it is, that means that this number, its complement is already in the dictionary, which means we found its pair. And then if there is one, obviously we just return it in an array format with its indexes as elements. But if there isn't the complement in the dictionary, we just save this value with its key as its value in the dictionary. In the array, and its value in the dictionary as its index. And then and then over here, if there isn't any pairs, then you just return an empty array. Now, let's set up some test cases, see if this works. This is for ourselves, and then we can just say print of first dot to sum. Let's get our list over here, nums over here. Okay, oops. Here we go. Over over here nums, and then over here our target would be 9, as I mentioned over here. Now, our expected one would be that we would just check 2, check if it's in this. It isn't, so then we'd add it to that, and then we would save it as, 2, 0, because that's its index. That's 2's index. And then we'd go over to 7. We'd find its complement, which should be 2, because target is 9, and num is 2. Or num is 7 over here, which is equal to 2. And complement, which is 2, is already in there. So we should get 0, 1. The output should be 0, 1. Let's see if we get that or not. If we do, that means our code works successfully. Oh, oops. I think I missed that. That's, oh, I think I know why. There, that should fix it. I got this last time as well. Okay, there we go. 0, 1. That's what we got. Now let's get another test case in here that they gave us over here. 3, 3, and 6. 3, 3, and 6. Boom. Now let's check over here. All right, 0 and then 1. They add up to complement. So again, 0 of 1. And then let's run this over here. See if we get 0, 1. We do get 0, 1. So now we can just remove these test cases over here. And I hope you're following along. Let's run, see if it works with our test cases over here. It does. It is O of n because we're just looping through one for loop. And there you go. Beats 92%. See you guys in the next one.